My friends, the time has come for another skincare empties video. Many of you seem to enjoy this series, so we are doing it again. For those of you that are stumbling upon this channel for the first time, let me explain why you are looking at empty skincare products right now. This is a video where I go over all of the products I've finished in about the last couple of months. More information is in the description box below if you would like to expand that. I also have timestamps by category as well as links to my personal favorites. And one more thing before we get into this video, my timing on this is pretty funny. We've had some setbacks. I'm hoping the quality looks okay today for you. But now that we're doing it, it's funny that it falls after Friday's haul video because this is where you're gonna see a lot of the products that I repurchased. You're gonna see the empties today in this video. So let's just go ahead and get into it. I am starting with the category of cleansers and toners. As usual, I don't have a ton of cleansers because I don't wash my face twice a day, every day, but I did manage to finish another Lancome Bifacil. That's a makeup remover that I've talked a lot about. Probably won't repurchase it because I do like the new Innisfree makeup remover. And you know how it is. If you can get a better deal on something, you go with that one, right? Although, that said, Lancome does have really good deals for the holiday season, so we'll see. We'll see. Neutrogena's is also good, but it's missing a stopper, and it's amazing how much of a difference that makes. I feel like I get a great deal on Neutrogena, but then I spill half the bottle. Rovectin Clean Marine Micellar Deep Cleansing Water. I do like this one. My goodness, it's huge. I think this is the biggest micellar water I've ever owned. 14 fluid ounces. It was almost too big. Not in a bad way, but it genuinely was almost too big. While I was at about, this much product left in here, I found myself going, oh my gosh, when am I gonna finish this? It's interesting. We can have some kind of conversation about proper sizing on skincare products. Maybe, I don't know. One thing I will note with this is that they say to rinse it off, so if you are like me and prefer for your micellar waters to have the option of leaving them on, the option of no rinse, essentially, know that what that means when a company says to rinse it off is that they haven't tested it to be non-irritating in a leave-on sense. So probably wash it off. And personally, I do prefer that option, so I will not be repurchasing it, but woo. I got my money's worth on that one. This product right here is a cleanser from Tula, and I deeply considered including this in my best cleansers. They call this the, I think, Acne Star 3-in-1. I've, as you can see, cut the tube to get the very last bit out of this. Loved it, but I lost the name of it. You know what? I'll put the picture of it up on the screen so you can see. I ultimately didn't include this in the best cleansers because I do feel like it's more optional. All that said, I do love that product. I do love it, and the reason I love it is because it is a very versatile product. I love using that as a mask. Now, this is a product that targets acne with the ingredient sulfur, so, it doesn't smell great. Tula did include some fragrance to maybe offset that, and, again, it's a wash-off product, but I don't think everyone will like the smell of that. That said, it is interesting for me as somebody with acne how much sulfur can help. I don't think that, for me, it's an ingredient that treats acne on its own, but it really does help. So I enjoyed that. I, as you see, cut it to get the last bit out. There was a lot left in that. A lot. Moving on to the toners section. As usual, I finished a lot of toners because I make sheet masks from them. I'll link you the video if you'd like to know more about that. I'm gonna say that these two are very similar, so let's talk about them together. The Numbuzin Pure Full Calming Herb Toner, as well as the Abib Heartleaf Calming Toner. I just had to do a double take because I thought I repeated myself, but yes, they're both called Calming Toner. They make it pretty clear what their goal is, and both are using ingredients such as Hotunia cordata, that's heartleaf, a calming ingredient in skincare. What I wanted to say with these is I feel like this whole category of calming toners, it kind of gets a lot of hype, and then sometimes I see people say, I bought those and they did nothing for me. If you are not somebody who has a more reactive skin type, if you don't know what it means to put a product on and have your face turn red from irritation, these are probably not going to do all that much for you. And I want to say, I genuinely think the sheet mask method of making your own sheet mask, That's really where you see the potential of these. So basically, if you have products like this and you aren't sure what they're doing, try that method. Just put some on a cotton pad, put that on your skin, and see if you are understanding why some of us love these kind of products. And if that's not doing anything for you, you might not need this category. And then the Cane Kombucha Toner, I have a video comparing this to the Fresh, and I think to nobody's surprise, I finished the Cane before Fresh. I have to admit, I'm not sure if that's because, as a lot of you sit in that video, the Cane side of my face, I did half my face in Cane and half in the Fresh toner. The Cane side looked better, but I'm not honestly sure that would have been statistically significant in a clinical setting. The bottom line for me is that this is more affordable. And if something is more affordable than something that is similar but more expensive, I'm gonna like the more affordable one more, right? We are moving on to Essence and Serum. Do you all see why I put a towel down? That darn Tula cleanser somehow managed to leak. It's empty. What's leaking from it? I don't know. Are you all okay with the color red? Ara absolutely hates that color. She hates red. Okay, so we only have one essence, and that is the Mixsoon Bean Essence, which, speak of the devil, this is what I'm talking about. I repurchased that, and you saw that in Friday's video. Love it. Deeply hydrating product. I also tried to divide these by morning and evening, by the way. So the COSRX Vitamin C23, that one was gifted to me by Yesstyle, and I liked it more than I thought I would. I was a little hesitant up front. It did look a little yellow, but in all fairness, it never turned brown on me. It wasn't too irritating. You know, they added a lot of ingredients to help calm and soothe the skin so that even though it is a strong vitamin C serum, shockingly, my sensitive skin, which we just talked about in the last section, I could handle it. That said, I have a gripe with it. I do have a gripe. I do not like that this bottle looks like this bottle right here. And yet, this is 20, oh, it's measured in grams? 20 grams, and this is a 30 milliliter bottle. Do you understand that I finished this off so much faster than my brain could understand because of that? And look at this, we've got companies over here doing 50 milliliter serums. It's kind of strange, right? Strange. The Stratia Rewind, I pulled this serum back out after doing my Perricone MD as well as Stratia re-reviews and realizing the similarities between these. This is a niacinamide serum that has some DMAE in it. Talk about an alternative to Perricone MD's very expensive products at a fraction of the price and fragrance-free at that. The Cocoa Kind Ceramide Barrier Serum, I can't remember if I was gifted this one or if I bought it. I bought some of their products. We'll just go with gifted to be safe. In all truth, I'm not really gonna rave about this. I do see why some people like it. It's got that creamy texture to it, which is always nice in a serum. It is a ceramide barrier serum. Sounds wonderful, but y'all, I don't know what my problem is. I genuinely do not know what my problem is, but I react to a lot of these barrier support products with ceramides when my skin is going through it. But when my skin needs repair, why? Why can I not use some of these? I don't make sense to myself. Again, though, it works when my skin is in a good place. I do have a backup of this that was sent to me by the brand, so I'll use it just when my skin is already... I'll use it in a preventive sense as opposed to for repair. And then two peptide serums here. This one, the V Green, I did collaborate with them, and this serum kind of really changed my perspective on snail mucin. This is the fragrance-free Nature Mucin Serum. It is meant to be an alternative to snail mucin. And I was skeptical at first, but over time I started to believe that that might actually work for me. And at this point, I'm pretty convinced that I may not need snail mucin in my routine. All that said, I did repurchase this, and I really want to know how it compares to, you know, the Jumiso Snail and Peptide Essence. I'm thinking about a side-by-side face-off like we did with the Fresh and Cane. I'm thinking about that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And it includes some peptide ingredients, which I love. So we'll come back to the Ordinary's multi-peptide serum. I love peptides. That is a much more affordable way to get a lot of peptides in your routine. Frankly, I like both of these a lot. And that's why I repurchased both of these. Our next section is moisturizers, and I feel like this is such a funny section because it is currently fall for us, right? We just went through summer, and I feel like this is the summer moisturizer preferences of somebody with a dry skin type. These are maybe too heavy for those of you with oily skin in the morning, at least, maybe nice night creams, but for me, this in particular, the Marian May Ida Benone Blackberry, such a good morning moisturizer. It is very rich in antioxidants, which I like to pair with my sunscreens, and yet it's a heavier, thicker, creamier K-Beauty moisturizer. The Kopari Moisture Whipped Ceramide Cream, I've talked about that one a bit endlessly on this channel. It is a beautiful texture. Beautiful. I feel like even if you don't prefer heavier moisturizers, but you want repair, this might be a good choice, even if you have oily skin. I was originally sent this by Kopari, and I repurchased it in the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty for 50% off. I do love that you can catch this for great prices that makes it honestly less expensive than drugstore. I was looking at Olay recently. I've had a lot of people asking about the Olay Super Serum. Why is that so expensive? That's drugstore. Isn't Olay drugstore? What is going on? Moving on to the Stratia interface. Absolutely love that, unsurprisingly, because I do really well with peptide ingredients. The only thing I don't like about this product is that I don't know when I'm running low on it. I think that before I do recycle this, I'm going to weigh the empty tube and see if I can get an estimate from that on my current bottle, because I did repurchase this one, the upgraded version. That should help, right? But then I'll have to remember to keep weighing. We have to figure out something, because it is horrible when you finish off one of these kind of products and you're left without it. It's horrible. The Cocokind Ceramide Recovery Balm, that is meant to be an alternative to Aquaphor, and I did like it. I think they did a great job on it. I think that might have finally come to Ulta. I can't remember. It's a good option. Ultimately, I still do use Aquaphor, and if we are talking about petroleum alternatives, for me, the Chogongjin Yugen Cream, I'm so sorry if I become a broken record with that product. Do you all want to see what Ara got me? Do you know what he is? Can you tell what he is? Let's move on to our sunscreen section. I have a lot of open sunscreens at the moment, but I still managed to finish off a few these past couple of months, and soon we'll be doing the best sunscreens, and then I need to do a declutter because I do not like to have more sunscreen than I can finish. That's a product where I like to pass it on to people rather than waste it. Goodness gracious. I feel bad wasting anything, but sunscreen most of all. Okay, so earlier we did a waterproof sunscreens, actually water resistant. No sunscreen is really waterproof. And if you saw that video, I didn't rank either of these too high. I think I gave them 4 stars. The Nivea UV Deep Protect and Care and the Biore. The Biore is very popular. I now understand why they're so popular, especially Biore, and that is because even though I don't love either one of these on my face, they are both such good body sunscreens. Confession. For my whole life, in the middle of summer, it may be 95 degrees out, but if I have to go up to the store, I will grab a jacket, a sweater, and put it on to protect my skin from the sun. Because I don't know if you've ever tried to take mineral sunscreen and rub it all over your body, but it takes a while. It takes a hot minute. Oh, that was a bad pun. I'm sorry. These are so fast to apply that for the first time in my life, I really understand that phrase, the best sunscreen is the one you will wear. I've always worn mineral sunscreens, and a lot of them were awful, but I wore them because I knew it was the right thing to do. But I do meet people that just don't bother with sunscreen. For me, this has been an experience on my arms in particular. But if you know people who still aren't wearing sunscreen, can I please encourage you to try to direct them towards, in particular, J-Beauty? In particular, J-Beauty. I love my K-Beauty sunscreens, but J-Beauty, which does include often alcohol and fragrance, it may not be what skincare enthusiasts are going for, but I think that a lot of people who just want something fast and easy and elegant to wear, they might actually really like J-Beauty. Did that whole conversation make sense? I hope that there wasn't a big gap between what I was trying to explain and what was in my head. Yes, I love these, not for my face, but for my body. Not that I wasn't protecting it because I was wearing clothes, but now I can actually go out in a tank top and protected. And then these two, which I feel like I've talked about a lot, the Beauty of Joseon Relief Sun Cream. I have gone through more of those than I can count at this point. The Round Lab, this is the Sun Stick. I like it, but I like the Eason Tree more. This one was a little slow. It's just the shape of it made it a little slower than I prefer, but it got the job done, and it was nice, so I finished it. Our next category is Other. I feel like this is kind of a funny category because we have a lot of PR here. I did buy this product, but it's the only one that's not PR of the products up on the screen here. So let's go over everything, and we'll go ahead and start with The Ordinary's Multi-Peptide Eye Serum. I did like that. My objection is it is so expensive for the brand The Ordinary. So this is 15 milliliters, half the size of their regular 1 ounce bottles, you know, the niacinamide serum, the hyaluronic acid serum, etc. It is $25. $50 for the same amount in other products. Now, granted, it is an advanced formula. It does have ingredients that are tailored to the eye area, but it's still so hard for me to wrap my brain around a $50 for an ounce The Ordinary serum. Do you know what I mean? And personally, I don't think I'll repurchase it, even though I did enjoy it. Stay tuned for my copper peptides video. That's all I'm going to say for now. The Olaplex Lash Bond, I did finish my video about lash serums. If you missed it, I will link it. Ultimately, I liked that, but it's a little expensive. What I will be interested in seeing is if my opinion changes, if that shows up in the 21 Days of Beauty. Instead of being 68, if it's 34, would I go for it? I might. You know, it just really goes to show that price does influence some people's perspective. I'm one of those people. Not everyone is influenced by price points, but I am. I like how that's really going to be relevant for the rest of this section. So the Peter Thomas Roth 24 karat gold Hydra Gel Eye Patches. Those are $75, and their claim is they are inspired by Queen Cleopatra. Do you know what Cleopatra would think of this if she knew Peter Thomas Roth was selling eye gels for $75? She would be in denial. I mean, they're fine, don't get me wrong, you see them in an Empties video, but $75 and your claim, Peter Thomas Roth, is that they're inspired by Cleopatra. That's what you came up with as why it's... Strivectin Advanced Tightening Neck Cream. Listen, I like that. Of course I'm going to because, ooh, it is thick. It is thick, it is heavy, which I guess does make for a good cream for your neck area because that skin is more thin, right? So of course something thicker, more occlusive in nature, it does feel really nice and it does, you know, deeply moisturize. I don't think I'm going to repurchase it, but I'm also not going to completely write that one off because I feel like that might be one of those products where as you get a bit older, you appreciate it more. Quickly on that note, I do sometimes see people worrying that they need to buy the most anti-aging products in a preventive sense. It is okay to buy age-appropriate products that are designed for different age ranges and still get great results from them. You know, again, one of the most anti-aging products you can ever use is sunscreen, just period. The one that you will use, like we were just talking about. And I think that, you know, it can be tempting to think, oh, I need this product that's going to really boost collagen production. Well, if you haven't started losing collagen yet, it's not necessary. It's just not necessary. We can talk more about that in the future if you would like to. And then a couple of lip products. I used to love Fresh's lip products so much, but I genuinely don't think I need to keep buying them. I think that between Torridon's lip balm, which is phenomenal, Kopari's, which I do love, and Grande Pout, yeah, I actually feel like I might have outgrown Fresh lip balms. Isn't it funny how you can really love something for years and years and then you just end up finding products you actually like more? And then yes, the Kopari lip balms, still some of my favorites. This was one of the very lightly tinted ones. I think they figured out, they had a very tinted one in the beginning and it was too emollient to be that tinted. Now they are much more subtle in their tints. For today's video, we have a small section on Acne Care. I am getting to the end of another tube of adapalene, but not there just yet, so we'll go over what I did finish. There's the Lion Pair Acne Cream that we just talked about. I did want to make sure to note, this is not, I would say this is not an acne treatment on its own, but rather a treatment for the inflammation associated with acne, which makes it a nice pair to other acne treatments. Is that the point of the name of it? Maybe. And then acne patches, of course, my Elizavecca Blemish spot patch. Those are some of my absolute favorites. I did a JOA haul not too long ago and threw these in, the Heal Me Sika spot patch. Those are nice. Those are nice, but admittedly, no matter what, you just get a better deal buying from Yesstyle or from Stylevana. You just do. These were some kind of an amazing deal. I think it was 50% off site-wide. But it was still kind of expensive for those in comparison. And it's always in comparison. And then I added these to my Yesstyle order. I like Pink Flash as a C-Beauty makeup brand, so I thought I would give these a try. The thing is, ironically, while I find C-Beauty makeup to be overall more affordable than K-Beauty makeup, I shouldn't say overall, because it really just depends, but there's a lot of really good, highly pigmented C-Beauty makeup products right here from Pink Flash, from Focallure, etc. And yet this was kind of expensive in comparison to K-Beauty skincare. It was about maybe $2.50, so not expensive, but for $24, which is the same price as these for $44. So I won't buy it again, but an interesting observation, I will say. And my friends, let's end this video with just a handful of minis. I did finish 4 of 5 of my History of Who products. I'm just going to go ahead and link you that video if you're interested in knowing more about those. And I will once again reiterate, if you are interested, the minis are the way to go. R&W's Ceramide Concentrate, it's such a funny story with that product. I've talked about how much I love it. As a skincare channel, I know I need to keep buying products and testing products, but it does make it hard when I find a product that I love. So I most recently just went for the mini of that. Listen, now that I finished another mini, I can't do it. I have to buy the full size. How about this? How do you all feel about doing an R&W trial? That's 2 trial options I've thrown at you in this video. One is the Jumiso versus V-Green. The other is R&W. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And then the Cosrx Ultimate Spot Cream. I haven't yet repurchased the full size. I hope, I'm crossing my fingers that we have some really good Black Friday deals, and I would love to catch that for a good deal. And my friends, that brings us to the end of this video. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. I will see you all next time.